Hello.
Chris, how you doing?
Good, man.
What's going on in Australia? You're doing a Caspar gig?
That's correct.
So what time is it there?
It's oh boy, that's a good question. Hold on.
Oh, there you are.
Uh, it is 11:20 a.m.
All right, I'm going to see if I can figure out. I don't use Skype a whole lot. I'm going to try to make this full screen so I can record this thing. Cool. Having been a big fan of presidents for like 20 years or, for so long now, and seeing how you've used video, I thought you would have an interesting perspective on just on the use of video. I mean, between like the bunch of music videos that you've done. Have you guys done any electronic press? I think I saw an EPK for was it Love Everybody that you did?
Yeah, I think we might have done one for Love Everybody, but I'm not sure. I know we talked about it a lot because we were trying to kind of take a page from Pearl Jam's playbook, where they would do that, and then back in the day, it wasn't as I don't know how common it was to do an EPK. It wasn't common for us. We used to show up for everything, but it was exhausting, and we were like, well, why don't we just let this little thing go out and do the talking for us? And in some ways, I feel like that's what videos in general are good for. They're sort of like adding a dimension to the little song capsule that you're sending out to say, here I am, this is what I do. Do you want to come around and say hi and hang out near my scene? So it's sort of I mean, these days people expect it. You have to basically show you something visual. I think people discover music by watching videos these days.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really just listen. I mean, if I hear about an artist, I go to YouTube.
By the time that you put out that record, you guys were you'd been established for over a decade. So is the point of it to cut down on the amount of press that you have to do?
Oh man, I mean, even the Beatles had to answer the same question over and over and over. Is your hair real? Are you married? We heard you have a baby, John. No, I don't. Well, it just goes on and on and on. I'm reading a book right now, actually, chronicling what the Beatles did every single day and sort of giving summaries of all the press they did and interviews and stuff, and the sort of disrespect that they endured and that everybody endures on some level from the press, repeating the same questions over and over. Honestly, every time you make a record, you have to reintroduce yourself as if it's your first record. And that is exhausting. I mean, it has nothing to do with making music, and it's expected of you, and it is so crushingly boring, telling the same damn story over and over and over and over and over and over and over. So that's kind of the idea. You'd think, I mean, a logical person would think, yeah, you've done your work, you've introduced. I mean, even the Rolling Stones have to do interviews now, or someone like that, So that's the long answer, but basically you have to, it's your debut record, every record.
So how about music videos? I mean, obviously, as presidents, you had pretty much probably every single you did a video for, right? Every single that you released. And I also noticed that on YouTube, for example, like you've got a lot of fans making videos, unofficial videos for you. So what's your take on that?
Oh, all of that I love. I mean, again, I think people discover music visually, and that's not different for little kids. I'm focusing on 0 to 5-year-olds and their parents, and so I'm trying to walk this line between simplicity and innocence, and also giving the music and the video some sort of tension or depth that allows grown-ups to listen to and watch them over and over again, because they have to, because a 3-year-old can't work the internet.
Right.
Or they shouldn't be working the internet. So there's a really fun challenge there, both musically and visually, to find that balance. And I love making videos for Caspar Babypants. I love that minimalist limitation sort of parameter, as you know from I play 2-string bass and 3-string guitar. I like limitations. So, and then when I deal with fans making videos, if they contact me and say they're going to start making a video, I kind of let them know about this philosophy of limitation, and repetition is okay, and super simple, uncluttered visuals, high contrast, those kind of catchphrases help people kind of make something that I'm proud to put up on the website. And I've had some great fan videos lately.
So then switching back to Presidents, if you don't mind talking about those videos a little bit. Obviously you were on a label at that time, so does the label pay for the entire production of those videos?
A record label is a lot like a bank. They give you the money to do whatever you need to do, and then they want
expect
that money
it back. Yeah.
Yeah. So technically, yes. In reality, no. We paid for them.
So how is that different from the videos that you're doing for? Obviously, from the videos that I've seen for Caspar, the one that I was looking at a little while ago was Itsy Bitsy Spider, and the whole thing was one shot with a couple of hands, and it's like really effective for the song. It works perfectly, but obviously it doesn't take the budget of a video like Lump, where you were on like what, an aircraft carrier or something.
We were on a barge in the middle of Puget Sound
okay.
with a helicopter flying around us, shooting from the helicopter.
And that takes some dough to produce something like that.
Well, here's the thing. I'm really, with Caspar and with the Presidents, I think, I'm coming from a do-it-yourself punk rock sort of place. And I want people to watch and listen to what I do and feel like I'm not different than them. I'm not like a rock star. I'm not separate. I think at its worst, the culture of fame sort of promotes this feeling of being separated. And I just want to put out this vibe that I'm just a guy being creative in my kitchen with a camera.
Mm-hmm. So
I prefer the Caspar Babypants videos and some of our later Presidents videos because they're a lot more scrappy. And they put out this vibe like, it's easy. Just get some paper and a pen and draw some things, and you can make a video if you're creative with that. It's not just because I'm impatient or lazy that I do simple videos for Caspar. It's because it's a very conscious aesthetic choice that sends a message that you and I are the same.
What advice would you have for younger bands who are starting out, knowing that video now is such an accessible thing? I mean, I can walk out to a store and get a pretty awesome video camera for a few $100s now, and make some really great content with it. Would you encourage people to be shooting everything they do and showing their fans behind the scenes in the studio and what it takes to put on a rock show and this and that? Or would you suggest that they kind of stick more to going the traditional music video route, for example?
Well, if you'll notice, I'm not really in any of my videos. I'm in a couple promotional things, and maybe there's one live thing, but my attitude with videos and sort of how to use them is that I kind of miss the good old days when you couldn't see a band. I will never forget seeing the Beatles on television when I saw a rerun of A Hard Day's Night on TV, and seeing them move for the first time just blew my mind, because I had stared at the record covers and stared at them for hours while listening to the music, thinking, what do they sound like? What do they move like? Personally, I think being in the videos and having it be about me is kind of missing the point, because I'm not making this music to promote myself. I'm making it to help families relax and sing together and have quality music. So I kind of feel like videos are an opportunity to add a dimension of visuals to a song and see how the two spark against each other, rather than, hey, look at me, I'm playing an instrument and this is my song. So my advice would be, don't be in your videos, but make them.
All right.
And be creative with them. Find some way to visually express what the song's about that isn't about promoting your face. I did another band called the Feelings Hijackers.
Yeah. And
that band is kind of having a little bit of a activity lately. The MC I worked with, Out of Sight, is making videos. He and this other guy have teamed up, and they are have released an album called Super Record, which is a bunch of the best songs from our two records and some songs that were never released, and they're making videos for them. And that's an example of some videos that are just like totally locked into the songs visually and locked into the weird lyrics. Now, we are in those videos, but we're also part of this crazy imaginary landscape that is really locked into the visuals of the songs. Mm-hmm. So I prefer making videos with a pair of scissors and some Scotch tape in my kitchen. I think that's just the ultimate relaxation experiment for me. So, and with my daughter does a lot of the character design and production, and we hash out ideas together. And with the fan video thing, you know, I'm putting up videos for songs from 2 albums ago. So
Right.
The nice thing is I don't really need to make videos chronologically. If I have an idea for a video for from the first record, I'll just make it. So anyway, the point being that it would be cool if it tied into the My Flea Has Dogs video when it came up, because it would be nice to get people in front of that piece of work, because I think it's going to be awesome. All right, I got to go.
Thank you so much, Chris. Totally appreciate your time.
You're welcome.
You rock.
Thank you.
All right, have a great gig, and I'll send you a link when this is online.
Okay, sounds good. Bye.
See ya.